In his book, Atomic Habits, James Clear says that every action we take is a vote cast for our future self. Today, I want to talk about a concept that I've talked about previously, but I think it's really important to continually remind ourselves of it. And so as a way of reminding myself of it, I'm recording this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Seth. I'm a full-time fantasy author, and I like making videos about being an author and about writing. If you have any questions about either of those things, leave them in the comments below and I'll make a video for you. Anyway, let's talk about this concept, though, of better than zero. This is something that I continually repeat to myself to encourage myself, because it can often be daunting to sit down and try to write something and you don't make as much progress as you thought you were going to, and you start feeling down, and that just starts this sort of downward spiral of not having the energy to keep going, and it compounds upon itself. And so one of the ways that I personally combat that in my life is this concept of better than zero. At the end of the day, if you're on a journey, then taking a single step is better than not taking a step. In the same way, if you're trying to write a manuscript, then writing 1 page is better than writing 0 pages. In the same way that you can start a downward spiral if you aren't making the progress that you thought you'd be making, you can also start an upward spiral. If you can embrace this concept of better than zero, then all of a sudden things start looking up. This is the same as this principle of the gap and the gain that I talked about a little while ago, where we can either measure how far we are from our goal, or we can measure how far we've come from where we started. Better than zero is just shorthand for the gap and the gain. It's just a way of reminding ourselves that we are casting a vote for who we want to be. If I'm a writer, then the thing I need to do is write. That's like the single qualification. If I don't write anything ever, then I cannot call myself a writer. But if I write even a couple hundred words a day, then I am most definitely a writer. I'm casting a vote for who I want to be in the future. And the other thing is that framing positively and framing for the gain, or how far we've come rather than how far we still have to go, framing that way starts to build in us the assurance that we are making progress. It starts to build in us this really positive identity, this understanding that we are who we say we are. One of the most destructive things in life is being out of integrity with yourself. And if you're a person like me who sets sometimes high and unrealistic expectations for yourself, then it can be fairly easy to get out of integrity with yourself. If I tell myself I'm a writer, but then I'm constantly looking at my writing and saying, oh, I didn't get enough done. I didn't get enough done. I didn't get enough done. Very quickly, I'm going to lose motivation to continue. But if, on the other hand, I reframe it in a positive way, and if every day I look at what I've accomplished to that day and I say better than zero, I'm making progress. I'm moving towards my goal. Look how far I've come from where I started. All of a sudden, I find myself more motivated to write the next day. I find myself more motivated to continue with what I'm doing. So, like I said, this is as much a reminder to myself to keep this positive frame of reference, to keep this better than zero mentality, and to keep going, to just continue working towards my goal. Let me know down in the comments below, what goal are you working on where you can use this principle? It doesn't have to be writing. But are you working on a manuscript? Are you trying to finish a story? Are you trying to finish a series? Are you trying to get published? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to be able to cheer you on.